Hello. I'm giving you the chapter summaries of our course book titled Foreign Trade. And now I'm going to give you the summary of chapter 5 titled Trade Barriers, Tariffs and Non-Tariff Restrictions. Yes, as I've told you a minute ago, in the 5th chapter of our course book, we are dealing with the trade barriers. In this context, we are analyzing tariffs and non-tariff restrictions. Let me give you the chapter outline first. First, we are going to deal with the overview of tariffs. Then we are going to analyze the legal framework of tariffs. And then we are going to analyze the economic effects of tariffs. And then, as a last title, we are going to analyze the non-tariff restrictions. As an overview of tariffs, the most common trade barriers are taxes levied on imports. These taxes are referred as tariffs. Tariffs are sometimes levied on exports as well as imports, but in our world, the most common type of tariffs are the import tariffs, or the tariffs that are levied on imports. Tariffs increase the price of the imported commodity. So the first economic effect of a tariff when it is imposed on an imported commodity is on the price of this commodity. Thus, the imported commodity becomes less competitive in the domestic market. In this way, domestic producers are protected because when you impose a tariff, you increase the price of this commodity, and then this commodity becomes more expensive in the domestic market, and then it becomes less competitive. And in this way, the domestic producers who are producing this protected commodity are protected. Let me give you the functions of tariffs. As you see, there are two main functions of the tariffs. The first function is protection, meaning that the protection means the protection on the domestic producers. And on the other hand, the other function of the tariff is revenue. When a tariff is imposed, then since it's a kind of tax, the government collects revenue. So the second function of the tariff is collecting revenue. When it comes to the types of tariffs, we see that there are three types of tariffs. The first one, ad valorem tariffs, second, specific tariffs, and the third one, compound tariffs. Ad valorem tariffs are percentage tariffs or percentage shares applied on a certain imported commodity. Suppose that government imposes 10% ad valorem tariff from commodity X. So it means that in each item of commodity X, the government will collect 10% ad valorem tariff imposed on its imported price. Specific tariff is a specified or fixed sum that is imposed on an imported commodity. On the other hand, compound tariffs are a mixture of ad valorem tariffs and specific tariffs. Legal framework of tariffs. We have GATT disciplines. GATT Article 2 obligates member countries to impose tariff rates that are not higher than their bound rates. Bound rate, what is it? Bound rate is the maximum tariff rate that can be imposed. Regarding the economic effects of tariffs, you see that there are three main types of economic effects, or I can say that there are three different economic effects. The first one is on producers, the second one is on consumers, and the third one is on government. Regarding the non-tariff restrictions, well, there are various kinds of trade restrictions other than tariffs, and in our world today, countries mostly use non-tariff restrictions instead of imposing tariffs. Why? Because imposing them are simpler and there are not so much regulations on their imposition. So that's why these types of restrictions are referred to new protectionism actually today. Well, very briefly, types of non-tariff restrictions are quantity restrictions, foreign exchange restrictions, import prohibitions and embargoes, and other non-tariff restrictions. Under these four different types of non-tariff restrictions, countries impose various kinds of non-tariff restrictions today. Well, these are the basics or a very brief summary of our chapter 5. And I highly recommend you to consult to all the materials that are produced for you or for your disposal while studying at your exam. And of course, the course book is always the main source of information.